go, yeah. So anyway, it's Wednesday. Having trouble with my video. My phone is full of everything. My phone is full of music. I've erased all my music. I've erased all my podcasts. It's full of videos and pictures that I've taken, and it's making it hard to edit videos on my phone, which is what I was doing because it was hard to edit videos on my computer. I am a data hoarder, is what I am. Anyway, I'm on my way. My mom's watching the kid. I'm going to go try to get a little bit of work done, and then I need to go to the post office to drop off some Etsy sales, and I don't need to, but I want to go to Best Buy and Target and a few other places looking to get Tron Legacy 4K remastered. Tron Ares comes out in a few weeks, and I wanted to watch Tron and Legacy again beforehand. I watched regular Tron on the Blu-ray/DVD I have, and I realized I should have got the remaster for the rewatch, which apparently is a huge improvement. Legacy is only a slight improvement, but I'm like, well, I'm going to at least get that before I watch it if I can. Meanwhile, this morning I was at a coffee shop and finished inks on the first page of the Horror 84 issue 4, which is awesome, October 1st. So that means, I don't know what that means. It means the idea of having the next issue done within a year is more possible than it was, but I do have to do a variant cover and some other things as well as keeping up on my social media that I've been pushing, despite my frustration with trying to sell prints and artwork on TikTok. TikTok has been good for engagement, but not good for selling art. So, anyway, I'm going. I spent about 2 hours doing a Godzilla Legendary Monsterverse Godzilla sketch, which I'm really happy with the top half, not so happy with the bottom half. Arguably, I could clean it up, make it a print, do something with it. That is not my plan. It was just an exercise, but it occurs to me that, I wouldn't feel comfortable in its current state making it a print. It's a decent piece of art, and if I practice more analog and I just have a bunch of these, this could be something I could sell as a piece of original art if it was pen ink, for example. So something to consider. But right now I'm going to Best Buy. I believe you Best Buy. I did look to see if they had any toys, but I'm not really looking for anything. I just looked for that. What I'm looking for, the 4K thing for Legacy, as I said, and I thought Best Buy would be better than Target. I think Walmart is the place that's probably the best, but there's not Walmart around here. But I forgot that I had heard that Best Buy no longer carries physical media, and they don't. No DVDs, no Blu-rays, nothing like that. So there's no chance they would have it at all, unless it's on their site maybe, but I'm gonna check Target and then head to the post office and head back to the house. I think Target also no longer carries physical media. I think they have it online, but I did the search and they only had the old versions on sale of Tron and Tron Legacy. So I might have to do Amazon or Walmart. Those might be my only options. Now, Brown Cow, Gazbot here. It's Thursday. Yesterday, I was getting angry at people. I went to coffee shop, and the people sitting next to me, there was 3 people, and they were doing that thing where they were having a conversation on their phone on speaker. It might have been FaceTime, it might have been speakerphone. I was trying not to pay too much attention, but it was loud and it was annoying, and it was like, it wasn't like, hey, how you doing? It was taking up volume in the whole room, and I found it irritating. And I always wonder, why do that, and why think it's okay? What is the advantage of doing, in this case, maybe there was a group of them talking, so that's the advantage, but go outside. There's a place to sit outside, or go somewhere else. It's just rude. But sometimes it's just one-on-one, and it's like, put it up to your ear. What are you doing? That being said, then there was a young woman who set up her piano and started playing, and she was playing quite, nice, she had a very nice voice, and she was playing the piano, and it was definitely hey, I'm a real musician and I'm showcasing my abilities, to the point where they were being louder than her, even though she was amplified and stuff, at the quiet part. So she'd be like, let us my feelings, and then you're yeah, my feeling, and it was super rude, and I kind of wanted to say something, but I'm it never goes well. I was really hoping maybe somebody who worked there would say something, but it's just man, F those people. What is wrong with you? I honestly thought once the music started, they'd be like, oh, this is rude, we better stop. And they were wearing religious garb, too. I won't say what religion, but they were all either clergy of that religion. I'm saying clergy in the generic sense. I don't know if that applies to any specific religion, but it was also even more hypocritical that aren't you supposed to be holy men making the world better, and you're doing a bad job. You're doing a bad job. You're not even having common courtesy. Later that day, or maybe it was the next day, I was at a different coffee shop, and there was a younger guy there who was playing music loudly from his phone. And I know it was loud because I had my headphones on with music on, and I heard it through that. And it sounded weird because, I was like, what's that noise? And I'm not making fun of like, oh, his music was noise, but I took my headphones off and I realized the place was playing music. Like it had music playing like over the PA system or whatever. And he was playing his music louder than that so that he could hear it. So loud that I could hear through my headphones. And it was, he was doing other stuff that was irritating and rude, but that was, Stop playing music and phone calls on a speaker. What's wrong with you? What is this? It's not an old versus young thing. I don't understand what it is. It doesn't seem to have anything. It crosses all barriers. It crosses all racial, gender, religious, age. Doesn't matter. There's some people in every group that do it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. It's Thursday night. I didn't really film a lot today. I went to a coffee shop, and I spent a lot of time clearing space on my phone so that I could edit my previous video. And while I was doing that, I did like a quick sketch of Ultraman to kind of practice forced perspective. Not even good enough to really show on social media or anything like that. And then I spent a fair amount of time, an hour or two, working on the variant cover for Kid Switch 2, just redrawing and like fine tuning. It's weird. Usually I'm struggling with a pose or anatomy or perspective or something. All that I'm kind of okay with, but I'm just like, oh, the outfit on Commander Skullguard, the plates go like this, and what does the skull look like? And just minutia. After that, I had to cut out a little early to meet someone. Tech Advisor Azuki sold her bass amp to someone online. I had to meet them, but we got there. I was representing her, and someone else was representing them, and there had to be a thing where they said in the app, okay, I've got it, and the person wasn't picking up the phone, so we farted around looking at each other for 20 minutes, and the sale didn't happen. So then hung out with the kid, went to the park, did a bunch of stuff like that. She had some money from her great-great-aunt, my great-aunt, for her birthday that we went to spend at a place called Kawaii House, which is just a cutie little Japanese-inspired claw game place. If you've watched videos, you may have seen me be there before. So we did that, got some food, and now I'm in the end part of the day, and I'm going to spend some time cleaning the piles, putting away prints and cleaning piles. All right, I got all the prints up off the floor, put away. Got to do something about those too, but for now they're there. And then, tackle something else. I don't know what. Maybe try to, As always happens, I've made it messier. These are comic book mailers that I regret getting, that'll last me forever. These are all misprints that I could give away. Cleaned up a little bit over here. This is still just as big of a mess. You might not see it, but I got rid of a couple boxes over here. Tomorrow, I'm going to have to be home for the handyman. I might just work in the office. I might just try to tackle this mess. Bum, 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 bum. Breakfast. Not for me, though. Here's for me. Here's for me. Healthy Pop-Tarts. I don't know if it's healthy, but less unhealthy. Less unhealthy Pop-Tarts. 23 Friday, the handyman is here. He's working on putting up the shelves. Then he's going to put tint on. He's doing a bunch of stuff. It's actually not going to be as expensive as I thought, which is nice. And I think he'll be done before the kid's done with school, which will also make things easy. I've been running around. Another edition of First World Problems with Gazbot. This is my Dungeons & Dragons animated series stuff. I just cleared this off of everything that was up here, cleaned it off, got it all ready. Super 7 Tiamat, which is from Dungeons & Dragons animated series up there. Don't fit. I can't put it sideways. I can't put it front ways, diagonal, upside down. I can technically get it there. It's not hitting the ceiling, but I can't get all four paws on that or on this. Won't fit on this shelf at all. So now I don't know what to do with it. So it's going to sit there for a while. And these are all the same width, so it can't go on any of these. Could maybe go on the top of those comic book boxes, but they're already sagging under the weight of what's on there right now, so I have to clear that stuff off, and I don't know where to put it. Again, I have too much stuff. Some random toys on the floor here that I've put up there. It's not perfect, but it's a better display than it was. The problem with that is now I have all these VHS boxes, which I don't know what to do with, but I'll worry about that later. I took everything off here. I am going to put Tiamat up there. It's not a permanent solution, but I feel better about having comic boxes on the floor than my dragon. So there. About 3 hours or so. Got these installed. And patched some drywall in the kids' room that she smashed up. So Good to go. They have these Sonic figures crossed over with DC heroes, and that does nothing for me, but this is where I'm in trouble. Turtles crossed over with Godzilla characters. And I'm kind of on the fence about the ones they have, but they have Donatello's Jet Jaguar, which is a must buy. Right over here is the Transformers Masters of the Universe. Megatron Armor Skeletor is pretty cool. And this one is Bumblebee Armor Man-at-Arms. All right, we're starting to put up Halloween decorations inside. Oh, you got one? Nice. Good work.
Oh, can you help me?
Yeah. All right, this is how much we got done today. Oops, excuse me. But now it's time to make dinner. I'm gonna try to put my Doctor Who collection up there. This has not been on display since we've lived here, and this is sort of like, if I can display it there, great. If not, I'm selling it. And whatever doesn't fit, it's gonna say goodbye. So right now I'm kind of putting them in order. All right, I got my Doctor Who's up there. I actually, Advisor Azuki said I could do the whole top because I thought we were splitting the tops. And I got everything. I don't have a Shurigawa, whose number, I don't even know, or a second David Tennant for this area. I don't know if they've made them at this scale. And then I'm missing a few others over here, but that's generally in order with a couple companions and 2 enemies and the TARDIS. I do feel somewhat gratified that I was worried when the handyman came in, they'd be like, boop, 2 minutes. He worked on this for 45 minutes at least. And it was ready to go, but he had to find it. And there was like, he's like, yeah, there's some of the plate here and the studs aren't where they're supposed to be because there's this chimney and it's all weird. And you know, I figured it out, but I drilled into this one thing, which is sort of like a stud, but it was just like some piece of wood in there that I didn't expect, blah, blah. So I did the right thing calling someone. Didn't intend it that way, but that backlight's pretty awesome. Hey, it's Saturday. I actually got to sleep in a little bit today. It's about 10 o'clock. I'm heading to the coffee shop to do work. Why? Because I'm not gonna be able to do, well, I am to work right now. Tomorrow, I don't know if I'll be able to do any work because I'm having like a date day. And then Monday, the kid has off school. So I made a play date. So we got things going on, but I'm not gonna have a chunk of time to draw on. And Friday, I didn't really get a lot of work done. So I'm gonna try to get a little work done today to make it up. I mostly need to work on the variant cover for Kid Switch 2, which I've sort of stalled on. I actually, yesterday I did work on it a little bit, not enough. I didn't feel like I made any progress, but I did touch art yesterday. But anyway, I'm gonna go and get, I'm feeling foggy. Hi, I got an okay night's sleep, but I woke up a few times with the kid and various things waking me up. And then in the morning I did wake up and fell back asleep. So I got extra sleep, but I feel like it evened out to a regular night's sleep. But I have a very mild headache, which I normally don't have. I think maybe I'm a little bit dehydrated, so I just drank a bunch of water, but it hasn't kicked in yet. Regardless, I'm soldiering on. Gonna go get some coffee and avocado toast. I brought some comics. I'm gonna ease in. I'm gonna read a comic, maybe do a warm-up sketch or a study, and then try to work on Kid Switch 2, variant cover for issue 2. Yes. Spending more time than I wanted on my warm-up. Kind of, again, practicing a forced perspective, not as dramatic, a little up angle of the horror in its most recent incarnation after the end of issue 3. It's a slightly different look as the book progresses. Over a mountain to go eat at a restaurant in Irvine. Do you think driving over a mountain was a good choice?
No.
Latte. Lovely, lovely. Look at this. Gluten-free, yeah.
Oh. Okay.
It's Tuesday. The kid is at school. Yesterday was Monday. No school for some unknown reason. It wasn't a holiday or anything. Had a good day. Did a bunch of stuff. Had a play date. Went to IHOP. But I got no art done whatsoever. Like this whole weekend, there wasn't much art done. And so I'm feeling kind of rusty and wanting to get back into it. I'm going to a coffee shop I've never been to meet a friend, artist friend, who is putting his, he lives a little bit far away. I met him here in my area, but he lives like an hour and a half away. But he tends to be in this area sometimes. So he's in the area. So we're going to meet up and have coffee. I need to work on the Kid Switch cover, but I'm going to do a warm-up sketch for social media for brushing the rust off. And also, there's some kind of Tron Ares thing going on TikTok, so maybe I'll try to do like a Tron sketch. I've been wanting to do like a Godzilla crossover with Tron. I don't know if I'll do that ever, but I don't know if I'll do that today because it won't be able to use the hashtag. I don't know, whatever. I feel like I also didn't record a lot the last couple days, so this might be a short video. I don't know. Today's Tuesday, so I guess it's going to go up later today. First, post office. Post office. This is the place. It's weird. It's almost like in like an office park. Like it must just mostly service the local businesses because it's not like on a main part of the road or anything. Like unless you looked it up, I don't know how you would know it was here. My friend, but I'm here a little early, and it's good that it's like quiet here, and I'm just chilling out and resetting from the last couple days. So that's nice. Kind of a rough sketch layout of a Tron image. I don't plan on bringing this to completion necessarily, but yeah, we'll see how far I get. He brought this Art of Mouse Guard book. Look at the way the whiskers are. It's like white into black, but it's reading like white on white. That's impressive. I really like that. I'm gonna steal that if I ever doing whiskers. Look at this guy right here. Some kind of leaf bug just hanging out in the middle of the night. I don't know what you're doing, but you're doing it well. I was in the middle of talking about how my phone is full. I have no room. I have no room to record. I got cut off because it was full. I keep trying to find ways. Like I feel like there's a lot of things being stored on my phone, pictures and videos that I don't even want on my phone, and I had this problem with my computer where I just don't have the time to fix the problem. So earlier today when I'm with my friend, I definitely had one of those days where I'm like, I can't draw. I stink at drawing. Why am I even trying? I tried to draw some Tron stuff, and I wanted to just do a quick little sketch to hashtag it Tron Aries to maybe get a social media boost. And I spent like an hour and a half, and it was just rough garbage. It was posed badly. The suit didn't look right, and it was a combination of me just having a bad day and feeling off, and that thing of like, I need to learn how to draw what these characters look like, what their suits look like, what their discs look like, a pose they could naturally be in, and then put three of them together and make it make sense. And so it was sort of like the rough concept of the layout came together really quick. And then I spent an hour or more just trying to get a rough sketch of one of the characters. And my buddy was talking to me about, you know, shows and money and stuff, and he's like, oh yeah, maybe you do like Superman's out, so you do a Superman print. I'm like, yeah, I know, I've never really been one to chase the hot trend though, which is to my detriment. And he's like, well yeah, but you're doing this Tron to make a print. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna make a print out of this. He's like, oh, you're doing it just for fun. I'm like, I'm not having fun. And he's like, well, I don't, what? And it's like, yeah, I'm struggling and being angry at myself and being angry at this piece of art. And it's not even good enough to like show on social media for a quick sketch I did because it's embarrassing and terrible. Now, I gave up on it, which I think is the right thing to do because I don't want to just keep putting more time into something that's failing. And what I need to do a lot of times, because I haven't drawn these characters, I think I drew the old-fashioned Tron like once, and the other two I've never drawn. And what I needed to do, the way I work, is sketch them all a bunch of times. Sketch them and kind of get an idea what their faces look like, their body shapes, their discs, their whatever, a good pose, and kind of get comfortable with those characters. Then work on putting them in a print. But to make that print finished and like sellable would be like 20 hours. And then, yeah, I'm not doing that. Anyway, yeah, wasn't a great time. But my phone's a mess, so I'm gonna stop and I'll see you next week. That's cool. Little blinky blocks.